How does the No Child Left Behind law fit with paddling?
Oh, well, it doesn't fit with paddling at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's an oversight on the part of the government to continue to have corporal punishment left in 21 states and come up with a law like No Child Left Behind. Obviously, children who are paddled will be left behind. As one of my bumper stickers says, a paddle behind gets left behind. The fact of the matter is children who are beaten rather than spoken to and given the proper respect, they are going to be filled with revenge, they're going to be filled with resentment, and they will act out more. The statistics show and tell it all.
I've heard that paddling girls violates Title IX. Could you explain what Title IX is and what is the violation?
Well, Title IX is a federal law that was passed in 1972. It was an amendment added to the Civil Rights Act that was passed in 1964. So this was passed in 1972, and it was a law that protected girls from sexual harassment in school. And when you think about that, here we have men paddling girls, teenagers. I mean, that's sexual harassment. If a man took a wooden board and paddled a woman at work, that she would definitely be up for filing a suit against him and calling it sexual harassment. Now, I've had some young women send me letters and photographs from having been paddled by male principals or teachers. I have one of an 18-year-old girl paddled right before graduation. That's a violation. See, in school, they'll call it paddling. But in the workplace, it's sexual harassment. And Title IX was added to the civil rights to protect children from sexual harassment. So right there, if a girl is being paddled in school, I don't care if she's 6 years old, 16, or 21, 18, whatever age she is, that's sexual harassment. Beating a child, a woman, or female on her buttocks, that's a sexual area for women. And no man has the right to paddle a woman there. As a matter of fact, I believe that as we get this message out to the different women groups or women's rights groups, that they will also join in us protecting children. I mean, some of these girls are even paddled during their cycle. Some have actually been pregnant and they were paddled in school.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about your campaign in Robeson County and how successful it has been so far.
Okay, my campaign in Robeson County is going very well. We realize now that there are only 4 people who we have to help see why corporal punishment needs to be banned in this district. And I am actually going after the 2 African American women that are on the board. And there are several Native American Indians on the board. And because it's done predominantly to minorities, I want to focus on helping them realize that they are working for a government agency. And it was the government that allowed slavery. It was the government that allowed for the annihilation of the many Native American Indians. And now it is also the government. U.S. public schools are government agencies. And principals and administrators are government agents. And they are being allowed to continue to abuse people of color. Now, that doesn't mean whites are not being paddled. They're being paddled too at a lower rate. But we have people on the board of directors condoning this abuse. I think we've had enough abuse by now. The Native Americans and the African Americans that are on that district need to remember their history. And it's time for them to protect the children from continuing being on the receiving end of abuse because of a governmental structure.
Okay, Paula, what are some schools using as alternatives to spanking? I know there is one program called Positive Behavior Support. Can you elaborate?
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, positive behavior support is much better than any school using a paddle, okay? It's moving in the right direction. I am not 100% for it simply because they still use rewards and punishment. And not punishment as in paddling, it may be detention, that sort of thing. But basically what they do is, let's take a situation where a student is late. Okay, rather than paddling them because they're late in a school where they use positive behavior support, it may be that they have to serve detention. Now, positive discipline, on the other hand, particularly the one created by Dr. Nelson, there wouldn't be rewards and there wouldn't be punishment. There's more communication. You find out, well, what happened? Why are you late? And you may have a buddy system and help support that child getting to school on time, that sort of time. You actually take the time to talk to students. And positive behavior support, it may be that, the battery died, your mom had to run home because she forgot something, whatever the many reasons are that got you to school late, they may not be taken into consideration. You were late 3 times, and when you're late 3 times, you serve detention. Positive discipline, there's room for understanding what happened, connecting with the child, figuring out a plan that will work to have that child there on time. Circumstances that couldn't be helped are looked at as things that happen in life. And okay, you're late, let's get somebody to sit with you and get you caught up to speed with the rest of the class. You're not punished for things like that. And it's why you are trained at the same time to be problem solvers, independent thinkers, leaders, because there's a lot more thought that goes into correcting behavior or creating a situation where the child can be successful rather than punished. Mistakes are seen as opportunities for learning with positive discipline.
So, Paula, now what's this here? We are sitting here with some of the signatures that you have from Robeson County of people that want to ban corporal punishment.
Oh yes, I had a group of people out there helping me to get these signatures, and every time we spoke to somebody, they were not only willing to sign, but they also asked if they could get a copy. They said, we know so many people who would be more than happy to sign this. And so we actually gained a lot of help with getting signatures, and we have nearly 1,000 signatures. And even having told this to the district, they didn't even ask could they see it or anything like that. So if you go to my website and you live in Robeson County, North Carolina, the petition is actually on my website, and you can make a copy of it. You can get more signatures, and you can mail it to me. The address is at the very bottom of the petition itself, and you can mail it either to myself or to Miss Victoria Brumfield in North Carolina.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.